What's going on, everybody? I know you hear us talk a lot about builds that we have going on, other things that we've been doing, needing to clear out garage space, things like that. So what I decided to do today is I'm going to just show you around to see some of the other cars that we have here, show you some of the projects that we're working on, and all the different junk that we got laying around here at my garage. So up front we got the all-time favorite Mustang RTR Spec 2 from 2017. This car is a track monster. If you ever do get the chance to drive one of these things, please do. These things are so sick. With the adjustable suspension, the way these things handle and grip the road is just amazing. You know, they come in Spec 1, 2, and 3. This one here, like I said, is Spec 2. You've seen it in the other videos. You know the rundown. This thing is a super, super awesome car. Back behind the Mustang RTR, we have our Ford Focus ST. This one here is a 2014, and she's rocking a flat tire on those plastic dip wheels. This one here is an ST3. But this thing here, when it was first brought to my attention that, hey, we might get one of these, I was like, ugh, yeah, nope. It doesn't have a V8, and it's not rear-wheel drive. But you know what? I got behind the wheel of these things, and these things are awesome. If you're in the market for a little hot hatch, or maybe you're in the market for something that's going to be gas efficient and be really fun, these things handle like they're on rails. And I think we get like 25 miles a gallon in this thing. It is super awesome. They're turbocharged, 2-liter 4-cylinder. The suspension on them is great. The handle awesome. They got plenty of room. And I think you can get these things right now for like 14, 15 grand. So why would you not? Here we have our truck, the only truck I got left since I was dumb and got rid of my big truck. We have a 1992 XLT F-150. This truck here belonged to my dad, who has since passed. So this one's kind of special to both myself and Drew. It's got the red interior, but you know what? The thing is pretty much mint. I mean, there's a little bit of fading, but other than that, it's a pretty nice truck. I'm gonna probably repaint the outside. I'm not sure, but I want to keep the interior because that's what he had when he was in there. Bed was rusted out, so we got to get a new bed for this one. Got a new fuel tank underneath there, but need a new fuel pump and get rid of some of this rust on here. It was an Illinois car, so it saw a lot of salt, as you can see from the bumpers that are rusted out through here. As maybe seen in some of our other videos here, we got a 2017 Honda Fury. I used to be into sport bikes, but then I also used to be into doing a lot of stupid stuff that would get me into trouble and hurt on those sports bikes. So I decided, now that I'm a little bit older, to go with something that's a little bit more cruiser style. I like this because it's got a chopper look to it. It's got a chopper feel. And you know, you can fill the tank on this thing for like $10 with 93 and roll for like a week on this, and it's super awesome. I will say, now that I have it, I wish I would have gotten something that's physically bigger, because I stand at like maybe 6'1 1/4, so I would say I needed something physically bigger. But this is cool. I haven't done anything to it except for put on the dual seat here, which I'm told is not very comfortable to ride on back there, but I don't ride back there, so it really doesn't bother me much. Here we got Drew's Time Attack Corvette. He's had this in the garage for a while, just trying to fine-tune the suspension, get everything set up on it. He's talking about maybe putting a really cool livery on here, but we'll see what happens. What garage is complete without your tire changer and your balancer, right? And if you're going to put them in there, have them blocking in a 1968 1275 GT Mini Cooper. This thing is pretty boss. I love this car. Right now it doesn't have a transmission or an engine in it, but we're kind of weighing our options for this thing. It really feels like it only weighs like 800 pounds. Both Drew and I are able to lift the thing and move it around, and that's how we got it in the corner. I had been sitting out in a garage for several years out in California. If you look, the interior is mint on this thing. You know, the steering wheel looks brand new. The floors are great condition, no rust. Seats are the same stock seats that you get in it. Headliner is impeccable. You know, there's a few dings and dents here, but that's nothing that can't be pounded out. So There's a lot of options for these cars in terms of engines. You can go with a Hayabusa engine, you can go with an R1 engine, a lot of different Honda engines, whether you want to go with a D, B, or K series. But one thing that I've been looking into recently is there's a company out in California known by EV West, and they will help you convert your car to electric power. So I think an electric Mini would be pretty sick. Now this is the car we've talked about and talked about and talked about, but no one has ever really got to get a good look at it. This here is our '07 Mustang GT drift car that we built for the Lone Star Drift Pro-Am. Unfortunately, it hasn't really competed in too many events because we have the horrible ability of saying, hey, let's try something different the night before an event, and something goes wrong, and when we get to the track, it gets busted. This thing right now is running off of the stock 4.63 valve V8. Last time we had this dynoed, it was, I think, maybe 296 horsepower and 315 torque. It's only got minor bolt-ons. It's got the intake, throttle body spacer. I think injectors were put in here, and there was a computer tune. All the basics that anybody does to a Mustang. In terms of suspension, we don't have coilovers yet, which we really badly need to get the more and more I drive this thing. But we do have the adjustable control arms, rear upper control arms, pan hard bar. We have the dual brake calipers here on the back. I don't know if we're going to be able to see them through here, but trust me, they're in there. You can see the wheel wood kind of poking through there a little bit. We chopped the knuckles to give us a little bit more steering angle on this puppy. So she handles a lot better than stock. She's sitting on Ford Racing springs right now and Ford Racing struts and shocks. It was like that when I got it. The exhaust has an X pipe on it. It's loud. It's loud as shit. Mostly because if we can even see back here, let me get a light. You can see we gutted the trunk. Nothing that wasn't needed is in here. Exhaust dumps out right there after the axles. There's no mufflers. It's an X-pipe. We do have some cats, so it quiets it down a little bit. While we're back here, I can show you that it vented for the radiator. That we have the box set up back here. We have the ducting ran through, so it's getting some air when she's going sideways. Got it all ran back through there. Everything was handmade for this car, as you can tell, on a budget in this garage. Interior, everything, again, for this car was done by us. Doors were gutted. Floorboards are down to the bare metal. We put in the cage ourselves. We painted the cage. We painted the car. I love this orange. I really like the gray, orange, and black. This car has been so many different colors. It's been black, red, and blue. It's been satin silver stock. It's been white and black. It's been a little bit of everything. In here we got our Corbeau seats running off of our Race Quip seat belts. We have no gauges up here in the front, so there's no tach, there's no speedometer. We just run it wide open and we listen for it. We have our Sparco quick release steering wheel on here, set up to our Momo disconnect. We have our NST short throw shifter, our ASD handbrake, standalone, kind of like we were just setting up in Drew's car. We got all our switches, we got our odometer gauges. Over here we have our shameless stickers from parts that we've gotten from different manufacturers. What is a drift car if it's not about stickers? As you can see, the dash is signed by the man himself, Von Gittin Jr. and Mr. Jack Rouse Sr. Back here we have our battery box, because you know you want to keep it safe. Make sure that your battery doesn't bounce around, and if you got your battery anywhere but the front, it means it's a legit race car. We need to get the back window set up for this. Not going to run side windows because, you know, race car. Gotta rock the gears of war because you know what? It's a race car. It runs off of gears, and you're ready to go to war as long as it doesn't break. We have all kinds of GoPro mounts all over the side, which we use to mount our Yi cameras now because been checking out Yi. If you haven't checked out a Yi camera, please check those things out. They're more cost effective than GoPro, have the same quality, battery I feel lasts longer. It's a great camera. Up top we have our vented Ram Air Shelby GT500 Super Snake style hood with our hood pins because, again, what kind of race car doesn't run hood pins? And then on the front, we have our GT500 conversion kit. So we got the GT500 grill, front bumper, headlights, all that jazz. And as you can see, it's definitely a drift car because it has been beat up. Got a few bends here, but by far not one of the worst drift cars I've ever seen in terms of getting hit. I guess it probably helps if you don't get on the track a lot with it. Man, it is a super nice day outside. I actually think, you know what, we might cut the video right here, and I'm going to take this beast out for a ride. Okay, so that was just kind of a quick walk around the garage to show you guys some of the other projects that we got going on, some of the things that we've been working on, and some of the things you can look forward to from us, along with some racing that's going to be coming up soon with the season. We got more stuff to do to the BMW, so if you like BMWs, we got that for you. We got stuff to come up with both the Mustangs, so if you like Mustangs, we got that. The truck, the Mini's gonna be awesome. Probably not gonna do much with the bike because that's kind of a more of a Drew and Obi thing, but you know what? I'm sure they'll show you guys around the bike as we do things to bikes, because any vehicle I've had, I have not been able to leave it stock. Look out for more content. We're gonna have some cool stuff coming out soon. See you. And then he's putting this on what?
That's
tracker?
Suzuki.
Sidekick or something?
Samurai.
Whatever, they're all the same thing.
Well, I had it, but I had to unplug the thing. I guess I could use the thing.
See, that's that homemade garage ingenuity right there. We were gonna call ourselves Ghetto Garage, but I think it was already taken.
Really?
No, I have no idea. We didn't look it up. Seriously? Come on now. And I'd hate to know what some of these stains are.
I know.
Like, I think I'm sweating. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you know how hard this is.